Okay, Bridget, so we're so excited that you've joined us tonight, and you're so well known for going wide and just working your IPAs and working your business. So if you could just share with us, everything that entails with that, I know that it's just going to be so inspirational.
Well, thank you so much for having me on here. A lot of you guys, I'm Bridget Ryan, Diamond Ambassador. I still feel weird saying that. I don't know if everybody can mute themselves. There's a lot of noise in my earpiece. So anyway, can you guys hear me okay? Amy?
Yes, give me 1 second. I'm going to go through and make sure everybody is muted.
It's a little quieter now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Anyway, like I said, it feels weird saying Diamond Ambassador because I remember being on these Zoom calls and listening to Diamonds and Jules talk and go, I don't know, can I do this? And so I'm here to tell you, if you haven't heard me before, my biggest thing is, look, if I can do it, you really can do it. And I'm going to show you how and tell you kind of what I did in hopes that that can inspire you and show you that you can do it. Okay, so first of all, I was a customer for 9 months. I did not want to do this, partly because a lot of fear stopped me from doing it, fear of, not being able to do it, the fear of what people would think of me. And I think the fear of just not, my upline, who is Ron Shaw, she's a great trainer, very smart. She's an RN. She knows health and wellness. And I was looking at her thinking, there's no way I can sell health and wellness supplements. I'm not as smart as her, and I don't speak as well as her. And I can't, share like she shared with me. So I put it off. I knew the products worked, and I ordered them for 9 months, and I was a customer of hers, but I wouldn't even sign up as a preferred customer, you guys, because I didn't even want to commit to that. I did not want to run this business. But let me tell you where my mind changed is when people started noticing a difference in me. Our products work, my belief was there. And when I swallowed my pride and I decided at that point that I was going to get out of my comfort zone and I was going to do things that scared me. You guys, a year ago, I hated doing Zoom calls. I was scared. I was scared getting on. But I kept doing something that scared me every day, and my comfort zone started to grow. So if you're at that point where you're scared to post on Facebook, you know what? Do it. Get out of that comfort zone. It's going to get easier. If you're scared to leave a voice message to a potential saying, hey, I just want to, share with you about Plexus and what I've been doing. If you're scared, do it anyway, because you're going to grow. If you're scared to get on a 3-way call with your upline and a potential and talk to them, do it anyway, because I'm telling you, you're going to grow so much, and you cannot do this business without doing scary things. And so I'm here to tell you, if I can do it, anyone can, because you guys, I was so afraid of even doing a call. I was so afraid of doing a Zoom call. And now I'm leading the opportunity meeting in New York, and I'm a little scared. It's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm not going to keep growing if I don't keep getting out of my comfort zone. So a lot of you guys know that I went diamond in a year, doing lots of scary things that year. And, I learned and I invested, but what I did is I was disciplined and I was intentional with my time. I have 7 kids. My time is precious with them. They grow up so fast, and so I do not want to sacrifice this time with them. And I know when I stood up on Diamond on stage, I wanted my kids to be proud of me, and I didn't want them to be like, oh, well, that's great, Mom's Diamond, but we haven't seen her. And I also want to practice what I preach. I don't want my team to be a diamond just to see that I'm on my phone all day and that's all I do is work Plexus. Where's the freedom in that? I have always wanted to be a stay-at-home mommy. And so why would I do that, right? And so I'm here to tell you that you can work your business in the nooks and crannies of your day, and you can work it in power hours. I am big about power hours. I set aside that time, and you may know my story. I went diamond in a year, but in that year, my first sip and see wasn't until I was a Ruby ambassador. My first Zoom call wasn't until I was a Sapphire ambassador. And I really didn't do weekly calls with my team. I left that to my uplines. Okay. I had an amazing uplines. My job was to build a team and recruit. So this is what I tell you. I see so many people, which these are all great and good things, sip and sees and 7-day challenges and book challenges and all these events and things that we've got going, right? There's so much going on. We've got threads and this thing over here and that thing over there, that I see so many people busy bees all day. And then they're wondering why their teams aren't working, because they're really not working their business. So I say, if you're not at least reaching out to at least 5 new people a day, then you're not going to go anywhere. I'll just be honest with you. You're going to go, but you're going to go slow. And so you got to start with your warm market. You got to start with your Franks list. I know when Rhonda told me, Bridget, you got to do a Franks list, I was like, I am not writing down a Franks list. I'll just kind of reach out to some of my friends. But you really need to break that down. Franks list, for any of you that are new, that's friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids, and spouse. Break that down. Spend time. Look, if nothing else, if you have I have a lot of moms that are working full time, want to become stay-at-home moms, but they just don't have time. When they get home from work, they're coming home, giving kids baths, feeding dinner, and putting them to bed, and then they're tired. They have to spend time with their husband, and they don't have time to work their Plexus business. So I say, if anything, above all else, you guys should be doing IPA, your daily method of operation, or IPA, income producing activity. So before you post on team pages, before you post at Facebook, can someone mute? Before you post on Facebook, you should be messaging people, you guys, and do that warm market. If you've been in the business for a while and you're like, Bridget, I have reached out to everybody I know, I would say make new friends. Get social on social media. A lot of you know that I have built most of my business off of Instagram. My warm market kind of stunk, to be honest with you. My family was like, what are you doing? No, thank you. And they just pushed that away. I thought, well, there goes that. And so I had to get out there. If I wanted to go diamond in a year, I had to get social. I had to learn how to make relationships, which is huge, relationship marketing. And, I worked the warm market I had. And so how I did that was reaching out to a ton of people. And I would say very casually, I would tell stories. I would, get to know them, get to know what they needed, because when they know that you care about them and you're warm with them, so to speak, they will trust you, right? This is their health we're talking about. This is their time and their money that we're talking about. So my warm market, I worked. Once that was done, I had to find a new way to bring new potentials on. And so what I did is I do what I call attraction marketing through Instagram. I brand myself and you brand yourself. You be you. Don't be me. Be you. You're interesting. People want to buy from you, and you have your own story. So remember that, okay? Don't ever think, well, she's a diamond and she can travel and, she's got kids and she's got a more interesting life. Nobody's going to be attracted to my marketing. That's not true. There's going to be a lot of people that want your marketing, but you have to be you. Find that out. If you love to knit, by all means, market that. There's going to be a lot of people that love to follow people that knit or crochet. You know what I mean? I've got people on my team from all different walks of life that are marketing themselves. And remember, I was doing this as a silver ambassador. My friend, Rossi in Salva Hair, you guys may have seen her. She was homeless. She's the one that just went Senior Ruby. She was marketing. I have taught her how to market on Instagram, which is one of the reasons she's hit Senior Ruby, is because she's marketed and branded herself in that way when she was homeless. So you don't need money to do this. You can be creative, and if you're not creative, then copy the things that we're doing and change it up a little bit to fit your personality. So what I do is I post pictures. You will not see an infomercial on my channel. You will not see Pink Lady or anything to do with Plexus, because people aren't gonna wanna follow that, okay? You got to be something besides, don't be anything like plexus girl or pink girl or anything like that. Make sure you're public, because people cannot find you through hashtags, and hashtags, the power of a hashtag. If you guys don't understand how hashtags work, listen up, because my team, I am diamond because of that little sign, that hashtag. People have been able to find me through that hashtag. I market myself as a homeschool mom. Actually, I really don't put myself in a box, because I attract people from all different areas of life. I mean, there was a tornado warning here in Arkansas, and I got some followers from that hashtag. So you're going to get followers from everything. That's how people find you. But when they find you, there's a million people on Instagram. Why do they want to take time out of their life to follow you? Something needs to attract them. That's when attraction marketing comes in. That could be cute pictures of your kids, something that stands out, okay? Not infomercial pictures, not salesy graphics. Take them off. And so when people follow you, you want to give them something. You want to give them content. You want to teach them something, whether that be health, whether that be beauty tips, whether that be what my friend Rossi does and sends them or gives them recipes. You want to give them something so that they feel like they're getting something out of the time they're following you for. So that is attraction marketing. And then we want to give them content. And now what we want to do is we want to convert those people into potentials, right? So what I do is every time somebody follows me, I send them a message that looks something like, and you can change this up. It says, I just wanted to take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Bridget Ryan. I'm a mom of 7. I love traveling, and it's great to connect with you. Something simple like that. I add that person to my friends list, because now I have a 90-day rule. I have 90 days to try and get this person signed up or to become a customer under me. I don't expect to sign them earlier than 90 days, because it takes time to build relationships. So the seeds, I want to give you an example. I went diamond. I'm now working my second leg. I'm a silver. I've been silver for 6 months on my second leg. It has taken more time because this is solely new people that I don't know. So I signed 6 people up on my second leg, 2 people up on my old leg, and 2 people up on my husband's leg last month in February. And you may say, gosh, you've been doing this for almost 2 years and you're still signing that many people a month. Why? Those are all people we did not know. What I was doing back in November and December and January was I was planting those seeds every day, right? I was working my business. I was doing attraction marketing. I was doing content. And then I was converting those people. So because I had been working all those months, finally in February, I started to see some fruit. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're reaching out to at least 5 people a day, every day, that's going to accumulate a lot over the month. So if you've been doing that consistently, you're going to be able to start seeing fruit and convert. So if you're looking to go emerald by July 31st, now is the time to plant those seeds for the people that are going to sign up in June and July. So what are you doing today? It's going to help see fruit in the summer months, okay? So it's really important to stay consistent. It's really important to reach out to people. If you're still in your warm market, by all means, work it. It all comes back to belief too, you guys. If you don't believe in these products, that they are life-changing, if you don't believe that this company is where it's at, if you don't believe that, the comp plan is the best out there, then you need to grow your belief. You need to talk to people that know that it is. I know that we are where it's at. And I know that this social networking is becoming huge. It's the new economy. And we're going to see things that are going to be popping up here and there that are going to look more attractive, because Plexus is doing it the right way so that we are a legacy company. But listen, this is where it's at. And so I know that we have, people may say that it's saturated. You guys, I'm still signing 10 people up a month. because I'm working it and there's people out there. A lot of you know I work my business 98% from my phone, which I'm on a Zoom on my phone. I just feel comfortable on my phone. It's easy. And we have millions of people at our fingertips on this little device that we can grow a huge organization. Going worldwide, we're not named Plexus Worldwide for nothing. We're getting into Canada and New Zealand and Australia. In fact, I have 3 people on the ground in Canada that are working under me in my organization in Canada. I've never even been to Canada. Do you know how these people found me? Through hashtags having to do with Canada. I'm very intentional about my work. There is Facebook groups that you can join and become friends with and reach out. I am friends with every CrossFit box in Canada, I think, because I'm intentional about going after people, right? And so what I do is I don't expect to sign them up right away. It may take time. I have been doing that since the beginning. So I encourage you to be intentional about your business, be smart about how you work it. You know, if it's not going to grow your business, don't make it a business hour. Make that stuff that you do for fun. When you're liking your friends' pages and congratulating them and saying how cute their kids are, that's not working your Plexus business. That's fun time, that's later time, that's downtime. But when you're working your business, what helps me stay focused is I have notes and I will say, okay, my power hour is going to start from 7 to 8. And I'm going to do this. I need to message her. I'm going to work on this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to make sure I do this. I set my timer. If I don't get it done in that hour, it can wait. Another thing I do is you have to learn that time management. We've got 3 8-hour times in the day, right? Some of us moms don't really get 8 hours of sleep, but we have 8 hours to sleep, 8 hours to work if you really want to, and 8 hours to do something else. When I went diamond in a year, it was God, family, Plexus in my life. I hadn't seen a movie or watched a TV show. I didn't even know who was the top music artist. I was like in my own little world, taking care of my family, spending time in the Lord, church, and Plexus. Like I didn't know anything else that was going on in the world because that was my focus at that time. And that's where I could only invest in those things. And so sacrifice is huge. You know, I sacrificed a lot to go diamond in a year. My family, I used to be team mom for every team. And I used to throw amazing birthday parties that would take me months to plan. All of this stuff that I used to invest in my time in. And we all do invest time in things. You have to ask yourself, what is this worth it? And I had to get my shareholders on board, my husband and kids, and say, look, if mommy takes a year off of planning birthday parties for 7 kids and doing all the fun things that mommy likes to do and that we like to do together and being a team mom and you being in this and you being in that and running around like a crazy woman, what if I took some time off of some of that and I worked Plexus business and we were able to retire daddy from working 60 hours a week and we brought him home and we had more time freedom and we could travel? What do you guys think? Like, I'm not going to sacrifice my time with you. I'm still going to be mommy, still going to take you to the park. I'm not going to miss anything. I'll still be there for all your baseball games and all of that. But I'm saying, what can you sacrifice that you're willing to, not your kids, but what can you sacrifice for the future of your family? You guys, you realize what a year did for our family? My husband is now home full time with us. We are debt free. We are able to build a financial wall around our family for generations. We don't have the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, it is life changing for our family. We're able to give to ministries. We're able to help start other businesses and other ministries that we had never dreamed of doing. So I just want to encourage you that, you know, you can do it. And, you know, anyway, I could go on and on. I'm so passionate about this. And, you know, I want to open it up, if it's okay, Amy, for if we have time for a couple questions and answers.
Yes, please. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. And don't be shy.
I do, always. Hi, Bridget. Thank you for being here tonight. It means the world to us, I promise.
Thank you.
How do you discern when the right time is to bring up Plexus to someone that you're developing that relationship with? And once you do, how often are you following up with them?
Yes. People ask me all the time, Bridget, what do you say to people? What's the script you say? And I really take everybody at a personal level. I try to be very build a relationship and really care and take each situation differently. And I think that's where it does take the time, but it's what grows the biggest fruit in the end. And so I would say when you're messaging those people, I send out that generic message. I do send that to everybody on Instagram. Facebook, I always leave voice messages, and it depends who I'm talking to. If most of those people now, my warm market's pretty much taken. They've either said, don't ever ask me about Plexus again, or they're on my team and they're a happy customer. But the people on Facebook are people that I have met at the park, or they were my waitress at Mimi's, or, somebody that I have met that I say, hey, I don't know if, I know this may sound weird, but are you on Facebook? I'd love to connect with you. I always am friending people on Facebook. Now with those people, I will always make it personal. Like, hey, thank you so much for waiting on my son and I at, Mimi's. You were such a good waitress. I used to be a waitress. I always try to make it personal. So I can't really tell you what to say. So something like that, I would say, I was a waitress for years, and I know it's a lot of hard work. And I just wanted to ask you, I'm new to the area. Have you ever heard of Plexus? Sometimes I will just go straight out and say it. Now on Instagram, I send that message, and I will look for springboards. Does that make sense? I will look for an excuse to bring up Plexus. For example, one of the ladies that I reached out to, she followed me through a hashtag of something. And I went and noticed that she was pregnant. I noticed that she had just taken maternity pictures. And I messaged her and I said, oh my gosh, you are gorgeous, pregnant. And she really was. And I said, wow, you look amazing. I said, are you taking any supplements? I said, I don't know if have you ever heard of my story and of my 7th baby? Just like curiosity, create curiosity, right? And she came back and said, oh my gosh, you have 7 kids. So it's just looking for springboards. I can't really tell you exactly what to say and when, but I will look for an excuse or a springboard to bring up Plexus in a natural way, in not a salesy way. Does that make sense? And maybe that may not be right away. I love to connect them with, oh my gosh, you live in California? I used to live in California. Did you know that it is so wide open in the business that I'm in? Or you would be amazing at doing what I do. Well, what do? That kind of stuff. Or, hey, I saw that you have a blog. What is your blog address? I'd love to take a look at it. They send me their blog, and then I say, I run a health and wellness business. Do you do any guest posts? I would love to be a guest on your blog. Anything that you could start conversations with. I take it everywhere. I have conversations going about everything. So if that makes sense. And I know some of you are like, how does she have time to make conversations with everybody about everything all over social media? I do it in my daily method of operation. And you can reach out to so many people if you're focused, just simple. And I'm not writing a story. I'm just, contact. And on relationships online are different than relationships offline, because relationships online are simple, like likes, or, oh my gosh, your kid's so cute, or we used to go to that school, or whatever. The more that you have with people like that, the more your online relationship grows. And then you're able to convert those people into, and I want to make it clear real quick. I know I sound like I'm using people. Like I'm just trying to use people for my own benefit. Now, I want to tell you that I have people that I've done this, that have joined my team and have thanked me later, because now they are, Summer in Ohio. I always bring her up if you listen to my Zoom call. She lives in a small town in Ohio, found me through a hashtag on on Instagram and needed the money, signed up, and has over 400 people on her team.
Wow.
So that's one person through a power of a hashtag that's added 400 people to my team. And Summer thanks me every day. And Summer and I talk on Boxer like 2 or 3 times a day. We're very good friends. So I'm saying this is a tool that you can use for God to help. I want this product and this opportunity in the hands of as many people as I can. And this just happens to be a tool that I can share in bigger ways than I am as a mom of 7 that doesn't have time to go out and about. Okay. So use the tools that we have. Does that make sense?
I absolutely 100% agree with you. And I never want to come across like I'm using people, but that's how much I believe in this company.
Right. Me too.
I really do. I feel like I'm giving people a gift. And I've recently told, well, I guess it was last night in our Zoom call, but I think it's important too. I tell people all the time that, don't take my word for it. I mean, this isn't about me making money. Research gut health. Yes. Look into gut health and do it for you. And I don't care if you join with someone else. I hope they come to me, but if they don't, that's not what it's about.
And I really think people will be able to see that through you. If you really have belief, they're gonna hear it in your voice if you're on Messenger. And I will say, I didn't mention this, but I do try to convert all of my Instagram people over to Facebook so I can have them hear my voice or get them on the phone. Because if I can get them to understand where I'm coming from, I don't care about getting a sale from you and making a buck off of you. What I care about is because I have so much belief in what this can do product-wise and opportunity-wise, that look, let me just share with you because I really believe that this could help you, and so that is my job, to get it in the hands of many people. And if they say yes, they say yes, but it's my job to offer it, right? Offer that gift. We really do have a gift. And so if you have that mindset, you're not going to be scared to message 42 people tonight when we get off this Zoom call. Right.
It's okay for the ones that say no also.
Yeah, exactly. And they end up coming around.
Trying to sell them. I don't know that you can actually even convert those people. So.
Right. Moving on.
That's right.
Put the blinds on and keep going. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome. Anyone else?
So Bridget, I actually have a question for you. I was wondering because I recently kind of got back into Instagram. I started one when I had my son, and then I just, fell off, and I recently got back into it about 6 months ago. So, what exactly, because I can tell you're very intentional with ways that you approach things, but when it comes to hashtags, do you try to just use hashtags that are more commonly used? Do you have a certain number of hashtags that you have in every post? Do you kind of have a rhyme or reason behind that?
Yes. There is trending hashtags you can Google. There's also an app for that, and for some reason it's skipping my mind.
Hash me, right?
Hash me. Yes, I think that's it. Yes. I am going to be putting an Instagram training out this Sunday. We're doing a Zoom with my 4 top Instagram girls on my team that are just amazing at branding. We're getting together and doing a Zoom call. We're going to record it, so it will be available to you guys Sunday. Anyway, but so that's going to be like an hour on that. But so I'll just kind of condense a little bit. You can use apps like that. There's quite a few of them that you can do and that automatically pulls up. So if you put a picture of you're in Hawaii and you put a hashtag Hawaii, it's going to bring all the trending apps that have to do with that picture. And that could be anything. It could be from home furnishings to horses to whatever you're doing. And it does take practice when you're branding, okay? My mind just brands instantly now. I can make a Plexus post out of anything. And that takes time. But yeah, trending hashtags, I do not put like entrepreneur. I do not put Plexus unless I'm trying to have somebody look at something. I try to stay away from those because those are just going to generate people that have those automatic comments, want more followers, those kind of thing. We want to stay away from that. We want to get real people following us. And so we have to kind of think, what are real moms going to follow? And so kind of go from there. And you can kind of play around with it. I know certain hashtags that I put that certain people that I'm trying to attract, and keep that in mind. Right now I'm kind of marketing the CrossFit people because I'm kind of changing up a little bit of my brand. And so I will hashtag CrossFit, and I'm getting a lot of people, I'm attracting them, right? So keep that in mind. When I was pregnant and growing my team, gaining weight, I was hashtagging pregnancy. And obviously we have to remember to stay compliant now, but I was hashtagging fit mom, pregnancy, anything you could think to do with pregnancy, I was hashtagging. 38 weeks, 15 weeks, whatever I was, if you hit that hashtag, there is a ton of moms that just use that hashtag, right? Baby boy, or almost due, or prego belly, or all that stuff. I gained a ton of followers. So if you're gaining, think of it this way, if you're gaining 1 to 2 followers a day, great. That's 1 to 2 new potentials that you get a contact. But I would love for you to gain more. I was at a point where I have not been focusing so much on Instagram right now. I go through seasons, but I'm still messaging people. I'm kind of catching up. But I mean, there was a point where I was getting 50 followers a day. So, that's 50 new potentials that I would have never come across. I also want to touch on real quick that I have, as some of you may notice, that I'm a public figure on Instagram. And so what I do is I have a landing page that is basically a blog or a website. A website. So what I do is you can sponsor certain posts for like $5 or $10. So over the weekend, if you want to sponsor a post that catches attraction marketing, catches somebody's eye, has good content, is going to get those people to click on it. It costs you $5 to run it, and you can see how many people see it. I did an ad a couple weekends ago that cost me $5 that attracted over 200,000 people. I had about 10,000 clicks on my website. And out of that, I probably had, remember it's a numbers game, I probably had about 30 people send me emails. And out of those 30 people, several of them signed up. So, it's kind of, that's another tool that we can use. So that's going to be in my training on Sunday.
I'm super excited for that. That's super interesting. I've seen that pop up, but I never really knew how that worked.
So there's other tools. We just have to be smart about learning how to navigate all that, right? And I was not a social media strategist or a sales. I didn't have any training in this. I was just a mom. But Google has a lot of information, and YouTube has a lot of information. So if you really want to learn how to do something, ask your teenager or look on Google, or you know what I mean? Because we have the tools at our fingertips, and we've got good products, and we just have to figure out ways to get them in smart ways that don't take up all of our time, right?
Absolutely. Does anybody else have any other questions for Bridget?
I have a question.
I'm trying to find you on my phone. Okay, go ahead. I'll listen.
How do you feel about privacy in terms of what you share on all these pages whenever it comes to your family? And then all these people that you don't really know in real life. Right.
I went through that before. I think somebody's unmuted, but I went through that before, and I do have people that are in the military and that are, police officers and things like that, that they do have to stay private for certain reasons. But I will say, if you can't show your kids because of custody, or you are just a private person in general, then I would market yourself a different way. But I would definitely put public in, if it's food recipes and that's all you show, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to connect in a personal way, relationships. but people need to find you through hashtags, and the only way they can find you is if you're public. So if you really can't be out there in the public world, then I would private message people, and use, be wise about it. I mean, you can tell when they're weird, and that's when you block them. But for most of the part, I can tell that they're, most of my messages are moms, and I can tell they're moms. I can check their feeds and things like that. But it's kind of one of those, if they're going to really want to find you, I think that they could find you anyway. That's just kind of my personality. I am safe. I don't post like, hey, we're today at this time. And, when we're traveling, I always post a day later, things like that. Does that make sense?
I think she's muted now, but thank you for answering her question.
Okay, no problem.
Does anybody else have any other questions for Bridget before we let her go?
I have one question, Bridget.
Okay.
Can you hear me? I was just curious, Bridget, like what kind of stuff do you post on your team page? Like what kind of I know that's like a really wide reaching question, but just like kind of generally, like what kind of stuff is there? Something do you do a lot of training, or do you do a lot of inspirational stuff, or is it kind of a mix of things?
I am a huge cheerleader for my team. People will work harder for praises than they will for raises. And so I'm constantly cheering them on. I'm constantly giving shout outs for people that just do even small things. I don't do a lot of Facebook Lives and just chatter, because I find that people, listen, this is a good question actually, because people get burnt out. If you have this going on and this going on and this going on, and you're just trying to feed things into your page, people are like, I don't have a lot of time to wear plexus, and you're like filling it up. I have to keep reminding them, stop overthinking it, and really this business is simple, right? Yeah. It's really getting these products in the hands of people that need them, and we need to follow up and reach out. That's really all we need to do. All the other stuff comes later. I will tell you though, that personal growth is huge. So if you can do that in the car when you're driving and things like that, you do need to do that. I think, listen, a lot of people are like, Bridget, I have reached out to 5 people a day. I'm doing everything that you're saying, and my team is not growing. That's when I know that they have a problem with personal growth. They don't have a circle of influence. They don't know how to, 21 Laws of John Maxwell's book. I mean, get that, learn that. That's what's missing if they're not growing. Do you know what I mean? So I keep it simple. I keep foundational training in there, and I repeat. Like you're going to see, like, make sure you have your personal convenience order on, your backup order. I'm always doing that kind of stuff. I do give shout outs. I do have contests once in a while, and but I'm not like spamming them all the time, because I feel like all they're hearing is chatter. And so they're going to be like, oh, just another thing on the team page. When I come on live, my team's like, oh, Bridget has something to say. We better watch it, right? Because it's going to be something with good content that and I'm not wasting their time, because they should be working. But if I'm coming onto them, it's for something that is good. Now, let me tell you, we do anything that I tell my team to do, I'm doing. When my team sees that I'm adding people to the team page, they know that I'm working and I'm setting that example. So my team page is, don't feel like you need to always post on your team page. And if you're new, if you're a silver or gold ambassador, I really encourage my people not to have team pages until they're probably like maybe even almost ruby. Some of my senior golds who are strong reds and leaders anyway, because they don't need to be worrying about leading their team. Let me do that. They need to be worrying about working their team, right? And plugging them into the team pages. And they can give shout outs on my team page, but why have to worry about that and carry that right now while they're still learning and building that foundation of their team? Because I see people quit all the time between silver and gold when the rubber hits the road, because they're burnt out and overwhelmed because they've been doing all of this and their team isn't growing. Take that all away and just do what you need to do to grow the foundation. Does that make sense? I know that was like all over the place, but
that makes, I love all of that. That makes so much sense. That's so helpful. And I love that. I love that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
You mentioned that you follow the people on Instagram follow you. How do you move from just being them following you to you actually reaching out with your Plexus message? I mean, does that make sense?
Well, when they follow me, I can't find your face, so
I'm sorry. I was driving.
Oh no, okay. I just like to be able to look. Anyway, okay. When they follow me, I see at the end of the day, oh wow, I got 10 or 20 new followers. I click on that. I see who they are. I do a quick, it doesn't take me long. I can look, oh, they're with Plexus. No, I'm not going to message them. And sometimes I've messaged some of you and I'm like, see, I am doing my homework. I practice what I preach. But then I click on, and if I do message you and I can't tell you do Plexus, that's how I know you were listening and you did a good job. But if I could tell you do Plexus, it's probably not a good thing. Anyway, I click on those followers and I send that message right away. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, all the way down. Is that what you're asking?
So when you send that message, that's when you start your relationship.
Yes.
To start talking. Is that what I'm getting at? Because I'm looking for.
Right. That's the first initial relationship send. Now I may send 50 of those messages in one night, or 5 of those, or it just depends on how many were following me. And if I make that a habit every day, out of 10 people, maybe 2 will say, oh my gosh, that's so sweet of you. Nobody's ever done this. Or what a cute family you have. They may come back with something and some of them may not. They're still going on my friends list, right? Because when I follow up on Fridays I focus on follow-ups. I have a ton of people I have to follow up with because I have all these new people. And so just if you can keep that and just know that these people are each people with real lives, real problems, real stories. And you remember Summer, that one girl that added 400 people to my team, you're going to be messaging those people. And you know what? There's some diamonds that their 42nd recruiter was their runner. You know what I mean? So you have to keep going as wide as you can and keep recruiting, because you never know who the next person's going to be. And if you're stuck at a rank right now, if you're stuck at gold and you're like, I'm adding all these people and I just can't move anywhere, or I'm going backwards, I would say, let's get a new runner for a new rank. Like, keep recruiting. Maybe you need a new runner to take you to that new rank. And how are you going to get that one? Don't depend on your team. It's you. So I really think it all comes down to, DMO, IPA, work it, and be smart on how you spend your time.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, can I ask one more question now, Bridget?
Yes.
You're so awesome. Okay, I'm listening to you talk. You say that you do follow up Friday. Are you saying that you follow up with those people that you message that started following you? Do you follow up with all those same people 1 week later? Or what's your time span of when you follow up?
I try to follow up. If I just message that person on Thursday, no, I'm not going to message them the very next day. So I will, put a check mark on the people that I did that Friday, and maybe those people will follow into my next following Friday. But Fridays are when I can focus on follow-ups today. And I have pretty busy Fridays in my power hours because, there's a lot of people to follow up with, and I can tell you people fall through the cracks. I know a lot of you probably on this call have messaged somebody once and never messaged them again. Fortune is in the follow-up. I know you guys have heard that over and over, and I can't stress that enough, that I have that 90-day rule. I do not expect somebody to sign up with me right away. It's going to take some conversations back and forth. It's going to take some work before they're going to commit to it.
Yeah.
So
what do you kind of generally say in your follow-up? Are you just building a relationship, kind of just communicating? Okay. So do you even bring up Plexus in your follow-up?
sometimes I do. And
Okay.
that's where I look for the springboard or the excuse.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm like right in it because I see that she's pregnant, or I see that she put a post out that she's stressed or something like that. But sometimes I'm a little bit more gentle. And I think that's where you have to kind of use that own intuition and kind of like, I don't know, I really pray about my business and who I need to go, you know what, they're really on my heart tonight. I'm going to message them, So I can't tell you like by the third day, you need to send this message. So it really is personal relationships. And I know that takes time, but if you're doing it every day, that funnel is going to be filled. So you're going to have enough to work with. Right. Yeah. So if your calendar isn't full and your list isn't full for a power hour, you've got to do the work to make it full. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You're just so awesome, girl. I'm just
You're welcome.
like taking it all in.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else have any other questions?
Bridget, one more time. You say that we really shouldn't be an infomercial for Plexus. I post about Plexus all the time. Should I just back off posting about Plexus all the time? Since I'm already in that mode, would it be better just to kind of pull back or?
Well, I want you to remember that your posting is just to show that your open sign. It's to show you that you're open for business. I post about Plexus all the time, but I have people say to me, I get messages all the time. Oh my gosh, Bridget, I see people posting about Plexus and I'm messaging you because you're really not annoying. And I'm like, really? I'm not? And they say, because you tell stories, you're fitting it into your life. And so I try to be, I don't know if any of you follow me, but my post yesterday, and if you're not creative, sometimes I have no brain to think of anything else. And I recycle a lot of my posts. So if you copy people, one Plexus, we all copy each other, right? I mean, most of my posts are copied with a little bit of a twist to it. But last night, we're tornado watch. I kind of said how I, did my bedtime routine and then I slept like a husband. And I said that I took my probiotics and my Mega X. And, it was a story. I didn't put a graphic up. And I had people, that's a cute picture. That's a cute picture. People that never would comment on a Plexus post, right? I'm engaging with them. Thank you so much. How are you guys doing? That kind of a thing. So try to tell stories. People want to hear from you, Holly. They don't want to be sold a bottle of probiotics or a bag of Slim.
And that's how I do it. I guess I misunderstood a little bit. But you're saying off Plexus, and I try to keep it I don't like the post of the
spammy
Bio Cleanse bottle on
right.
Plexus. Okay, so.
And every once in a while, you'll see me with my pink drink, and I'll be out there. But I'm saying, like, if I go to your Instagram page and it's just like spam, people don't want to watch infomercials all day. They want to watch reality shows. They want to watch something that's interesting that's going to catch their attention. And so, facts tell, stories sell. We hear that all the time. And really, this is social networking. You got to be social and you've got to, be relationships and tell the stories. Hit people's emotions, right? That's what's gonna get people to pay attention.
Right now, you would not see anything of mine on Instagram. But after Sunday, I hope you do.
Yay! I can't wait. Great, Holly.
Thanks.
I really like how you said about a reality show because that's so true. That's a really good way of explaining it because you're right. You know what I mean? Like I watch reality shows, so that's just a really good way to, I don't know.
And a good thing to remember is be social. Be social on, after you've worked your IPA. But be social on social media, meet people, be friends, get to know people, build relationships. That is building your business. That is building your brand and your network and your potential list bigger, so that you have a better circle of influence to share these products with. That's really how it works. So, yep.
Well, thank you so much.
You're
Last
welcome.
call for any questions, and we're going to let her go if that's it. Anybody else? Well, thank you so much, Bridget. You have seriously been so amazing. Everyone was totally looking forward to this call, and I feel like there's this light bulb moments all over the place. So just thank you so much for giving us your time tonight.
You're welcome. Can't wait to see you guys rank up. Awesome. Love and partner with this whole One Plexus. So I hope to see you guys at convention. Thanks so much, Amy. Talk to you guys
God
soon.
bless you and your family. Y'all take care. God bless
Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget. That was awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
guys. What an amazing team you have, Amy. Thanks so much.
We'll
Bye,
see you
guys.
at convention.
Yes.
Okay, bye.